All right, I am all pinked out again. That means we are learning today. Today I am going to be covering some attacks with the Super Witch. So if you are currently using Super Witches, have used Super Witches in the past, or plan on using Super Witches and want to learn this attack for future Legends League hits, this is going to be the video that you're going to want to watch. I'm going to break down everything in depth. I'm going to go through a few of my attacks, and I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to talk about every decision that I make when I am using this army. Now, this army, I have switched out a few things to kind of cater it to what I like to do. And because of that, I'm going to be referencing and talking about this specific army. So if you're using a different version of this, it might not be applicable to you in a lot of situations. But I will talk about why I think that my version is better. Anyway, this is the first base that we are going to be talking about. So when I'm looking for value with the Fireball with this Super Witch attack, I'm looking for two different things. One, the least important of the two, which is still important but not as important as the next, how much value can I get with my Fireball? Obviously, a massive Fireball is always going to be better than a not massive Fireball. But two, how good is the funnel that I'm going to create with this Fireball? That is much more important. You need your Super Witches, your King, all together and to go to the middle of the base. That is the most important thing with this attack, and you're going to hear me say that about 50 times today in this video. So on this base, you're going to be able to do two pretty easily, right? You can just get one of these buildings here in this invis area. Doesn't require that lengthy Warden walk. And then you can just head either up or down, whatever way you want to go. What I do is I put my Warden down. I'm going to let him walk for just a little bit because I want to make sure that there are no surprise Teslas and things that are going to ruin my Fireball. Just like that. I'm going to let him walk for a second. And then I can't remember exactly when I Fireball. I think what happens is I get this Warden Tower here, and then I invis the Cannon, Air Defense, and Wizard Tower, and then I get the Multi-Archer Tower. I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up doing here. So pretty easy Warden walk, right? You don't need to be very skilled in order to pull that off. And then after this, I basically just want my Warden to go down. Now at this point, I need to start working on funneling. Funnel, funnel, funnel. At this point, I want my King and my Super Witches. By the way, I'm working on getting that pen thing to work so I can draw on the screen. I'm pretty illiterate with it right now, and it kind of makes the screen laggy, so I got to fix a few things, but that will be up hopefully not this video, but a week from today. I want to put my Super Witches and my King down here so that they kind of come up through the middle of the base just like this. So at this point, I'm like, I need to put my Siege Barracks and my Queen right down here ASAP so that, you know, all of these buildings are not here by the time the smash gets here, so that they head mid, right? So you got to worry about that ahead of time. Make sure that you are planning your funnel ahead of time. I'm going to funnel, funnel, funnel. That's the most important thing, right? Okay, so I put my Siege Barracks kind of far to the right, but that still works, right? I honestly was maybe even a little bit late with these wall breakers and this Baby Dragon. And I probably should have put the Baby Dragon maybe more down here where this gold mine is. But you can see the funnel still ends up being really good because the Queen's going to help push everything to the middle anyway. All right, when I am going through a base like this, basically the way that you're going to want to drop your druids is 1 or 2 at a time every 20 seconds, give or take, right? Obviously, if you're going to be frozen up under raged up defenses, you might want to put one more, maybe a little quicker, or something like that. And you want to try and do what you can. I like to put the Baby Dragon between the Smash and the Siege Barracks because I kind of want my army to go mid, and I kind of want the Siege Barracks and the Queen to ring around the outside of the base and clean everything up. The P.E.K.K.A.s are going to tank for the Queen. She's going to get a lot of value. The Smash needs to go mid. They don't need extra DPS. You do not need your Queen to go with your Smash. The big boys, the King, and the Witches all do plenty of damage. You don't need extra damage. All right, let's go in. Let's kind of see what we're going with. Obviously here, the jump spell is kind of worthless on this front end of the base because all the walls are open up in the middle, right? So I'm going to save it for the back end. Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk about the overgrowth real quick. I use this overgrowth specifically to let my Royal Champion get value on the back end of the base. So you're going to see her get this cannon, and then she's going to kind of head mid and kind of come up here before this overgrowth area wears out. I really like using the overgrowth on invisibility sections too, because then I can worry about it at the end of the raid when there's way too much for them to get rid of anyway, and you can just overwhelm it, and it's never a problem. All right, let's go ahead. By the way, I rage here, but most of the time it's a waste to rage stuff underneath when your troops are frozen, right? If your troops are frozen from ice columns, don't waste a rage. You're literally just wasting it. You want to rage when your troops can do damage. That's the best time to do it. So coming into like this new section here, and you're going to see, honestly, really at this point, there's so much stuff that I really don't need to even use the rage. And now this comes up. Obviously, I'm going to trigger this invis here in just a second with my queen and stuff. Really, this attack is not going to be as hard to learn as the Rocket Loon attack, so there's probably not going to be as much for me to talk about. This attack's really easy to learn. If you can set your funnel with the Fireball and on one side and the Siege Barracks and the Queen on the other side and get your troops to go mid, it's going to be hard to fail. So, yeah, you can see pretty much I went perfect today with this attack strategy, by the way, 320, and basically every raid was like this, where it just have a ton of stuff left over. Let's do a couple more replays, and I will break down different bases. That way you guys get an idea of several different kinds. Okay, on a base like this, funneling is extremely important, more so than normal, because the way these bases are kind of made is to get your troops to kind of come around and ring around the outside of the base, whether it's above the town hall or below it, right? And it's harder. It's meant to try and be hard to funnel your troops into this middle section all together at once. Basically, you've got to start your funnel like really wide on this one. And what I mean by that is Fireball one area and then like very far away, start your Siege Barracks and your Queen. This is going to allow your Siege Barracks and your Queen to clear a lot of buildings in that amount of time so that there is a huge gap in the defenses by the time your smash gets there, and there's nowhere they can go but to the middle of the base. The way that I'm going to do that is I'm actually just going to let the Warden here, by the way, when you put your Warden down, always wait like a second if you can before you use your Fireball, because pop-up Teslas are starting to become much more common with how common the Fireball is becoming. So make sure that you are always paying attention for scary Teslas, because they're so scary. All right, what I'm going to do, I am going to get this Eagle with my Warden. I'm going to invis the Archer Tower, Expo, and Cannon, and I am going to Fireball the Monolith as he walks to the left. And then that will get rid of the Expos, the Invis Tower, that's a fantastic Fireball, right? And honestly, it's really only like 3 good defenses that you're getting rid of, but the funnel that it sets. Let me just show off this funnel. Oh, see, look at this. I was preemptive, and I put my Siege Barracks and my Queen, and I wall broke her so that she goes into this little section here. My Queen is going to get rid of all of this stuff. So like by the time my smash comes up this way, like literally they cannot go anywhere but the middle, right? So I was really good about setting the funnel really early this time. And you can see the funnel along the bottom. Like I could put my troops anywhere on this left side of the map and they're all going to go right where I want them to do, because I set the funnel really well. And I put my jump right there just to get everybody through the mid. I obviously don't really need a jump spell on the backside of this base. All right, let's keep watching. Obviously, you just send druids in 1 or 2 at a time. This is the kind of the repetitive part of the attack. I do invest a rage with my Queen here because I want my Queen to take care of the super dragons. So I did do that abnormally, which I don't normally do. So, and then I overgrowth there, and I send my Royal Champion to the back end. She gets kind of wrecked because I wasn't paying attention, but you always have her ability to heal her up again, right, and get some good value. So she's back to pretty much full health. She's going to come this way. She actually goes into the Town Hall. I was kind of hoping she would go up, but this was so good anyway, right? The Town Hall is the only defense there, so everybody's going to run away from that poison once it goes down anyway. And you can just see there's just so much healing and stuff here. I've got 2 new druids coming in as well. I still had my king ability. We're going to crush through the end of this base. Yeah, set your funnel and you'll 3-star. That's basically all I'm trying to say. Just get that into your heads. Set your funnel to 3-star. It's that easy with this army. Yeah, just look at this. Okay, let's do one more base. Maybe I'll try and find one that's like an odd style base. It's maybe hard to funnel. That way I can show you guys, because you do get some goofy ones every once in a while, right? So let's do one more replay, and then we will call it good there. Okay, this base actually is like a fantastic example of setting the funnel with the Fireball is much more important than getting value with the Fireball. Now, on this base, it's really weird. What I choose to do is take this building, this Archer Tower, out with my Warden, and I just Fireball this Wizard Tower. That gets rid of these buildings here. That way, I only have one way to go, which is down with my smash, and I put my Siege Barracks down here to push everything into the middle of the base. So, you guys are going to see the funnel that I create. I don't even get that great a Fireball, right? A Ricochet Cannon, a Wizard Tower, and a Cannon is not, like, I would not consider that a good Fireball. But what it does do is it helps create a very good funnel. A lot of people are going to see a base like this, and they're going to try something super risky, like trying to get the scatter shot here, or the Eagle, or maybe the Expo or something, and you've got to go through some defenses first, and you risk losing a hero, or your you know, there's a bunch of things. You really don't need anything super complicated like that. Like, look at this. This really is not a crazy Fireball. It's really quick. It's really easy. And then I just put my Siege Barracks and my Queen down here. I'm pretty sure I used her ability kind of early on this one so that I know that there's enough damage to kill some of these buildings more quickly to set the funnel. And I honestly could have even funneled a little bit better than this. One, I put my wall breakers down a little bit too late. And two, I should have put my Siege Barracks maybe a little bit further to the right. And because of that, my King actually goes with my Queen and stuff, but the Super Witches and everything did go mid, so it was a good enough funnel. I kept my poison for the Headhunters, and on this base, you're going to see here, there's not like a really great place to put the Overgrowth spell, right? Like, you don't really want to overgrowth a ton of the middle of the base while your troops are already there, and they're just going to kill it pretty soon anyway. So I put my Royal Champion down back here to kind of help my heroes on this back end. And as she works her way, I end up overgrowthing the Ricochet Cannon, but you guys will see that here in a second. I just keep raging these guys up while they're in that Poison Tower and next to the Monolith and stuff, because I want to try and keep everything healthy. You'll see I'm not wasting another rage while my troops are frozen up, because it's not going to do me any good anyway. I do keep my Warden invisible. And the Royal Champion, you can see here, starting to go around the back end, and I do overgrowth the Ricochet Cannon there. And now I rage when my queens or my witches and stuff are in the range of the town hall. So this base was kind of an odd shaped one, right? Where it is kind of hard to create the funnel, but you can do it. You just need to maybe sacrifice a little bit of value with the fireball in order to make your funnel good. So to recap everything, fireball does not need to get massive value. It needs to create a good funnel. And then just set your funnel with your Queen and your Siege Barracks on the other side. Let your King go into the middle and tank for the big boys a little bit, and your Super Witches. And the Super Witches honestly will do enough damage. You don't need your Queen to go mid. Honestly, it's probably better if you clean up with the Queen, right? She just can stay alive forever and just kill buildings so quickly. Use your Royal Champion to get rid of the back end stuff, and basically your Overgrowth is there to help your Royal Champion get value. Whatever is going to threaten your Royal Champion, just Overgrowth that. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you guys want to have a breakdown with this kind of video for another attack, let me know in the comments. If I don't know the attack really well, I can learn it and then I can make another video like this. But I enjoy making these videos. It helps me learn the attack a little bit better. I know that they're not as popular, right? But there is a group of people that really appreciate this kind of video. This is the kind of video that I really liked to watch before I started getting into YouTube, because I really like to learn the attacks at an in-depth level. And I think this is kind of the video for it. So I will see you guys next time.